Most people have no idea their arteries are slowly getting blocked right now. No pain, no warning signs, just a quiet buildup happening inside, day after day, year after year. And then one morning, it hits. A heart attack, a stroke, crushing fatigue that never seems to go away. Millions of people walk around every single day with arteries that are narrowing, and they don't feel a thing until it's too late. But here's what's incredible. What if certain foods could actually help your body start cleaning itself from the inside? Not drugs, not surgery, just food. And one of these foods is something you probably already have in your kitchen. The problem is, most people eat it the wrong way, and that actually makes things worse. Now, before we go any further, I want to ask you something. Where are you watching this from right now? Drop your country in the comments. Now let's talk about why this matters so much. Your arteries are basically the highway system of your body. They carry oxygen-rich blood from your heart to every single organ, every muscle, every cell. When those highways are clean and wide open, blood flows smoothly. You feel energized. Your brain works sharply. Your heart pumps without strain. But when plaque starts building up on the walls of those arteries, that highway gets narrower. Blood flow slows down. Your organs start getting less oxygen than they need. And over time, that's when serious problems begin. Now I want to be honest with you. No food is going to magically scrub your arteries clean overnight. That's not how it works. But research has consistently shown that certain foods can slow down plaque buildup, reduce inflammation, improve cholesterol levels, and support your body's own natural repair processes. Doctors and cardiologists have pointed to these foods again and again, and when you combine them with a healthy lifestyle, the results can be genuinely powerful. So today I'm going to walk you through 6 foods that actively support cleaner, healthier arteries, and more importantly, I'll show you how to use them correctly because that part matters more than most people think. But before we get into the list, let's get one thing straight. There is no single magic food that will fix everything. I know that's not what people want to hear, but it's the truth. Your arteries didn't get clogged from one bad meal, and they won't get clean from one good one. It takes a combination of the right diet, regular movement, and consistency over time. That said, these 6 foods are some of the strongest starting points backed by science. Think of them as the foundation. And if you build that foundation right, everything else becomes easier. Let's start with number 6, and it's one you've probably walked past in the grocery store 100 times without thinking twice. Oats. Plain, simple oats. Here's why they're on this list. Oats contain a specific type of fiber called beta-glucan, and beta-glucan does something remarkable in your body. When you eat it, it forms a gel-like substance in your gut that actually binds to cholesterol and helps pull it out of your system before it gets absorbed into your bloodstream. We're talking specifically about LDL cholesterol, the kind that sticks to your artery walls and forms plaque. Multiple studies have shown that eating oats regularly can reduce LDL cholesterol levels meaningfully over just a few weeks. But here's where most people mess it up. They don't eat plain oats. They eat those instant flavored packets loaded with sugar and artificial ingredients. And that added sugar triggers inflammation, which is one of the very things that damages your arteries in the first place. So the fix is simple. Go for plain rolled oats or steel-cut oats. Add some berries, a drizzle of honey if you need sweetness, or a few nuts on top. That's it. That's the version that actually helps. Coming in at number 5 is something people have used as medicine for literally thousands of years. Garlic. And no, that's not an exaggeration. Garlic contains a compound called allicin, and allicin is released when garlic is crushed or chopped. This compound has been shown to help reduce plaque buildup in the arteries and lower blood pressure. It also has anti-inflammatory properties that protect the lining of your blood vessels. Some researchers even call it a natural blood thinner because of how it supports healthy circulation. Now here's what most people don't realize. The way you prepare garlic matters enormously. If you throw whole garlic cloves straight into a hot pan, you destroy most of the allicin before it even forms. The best approach is to crush or mince the garlic and then let it sit for about 10 minutes before cooking. That waiting period allows the allicin to fully develop. And if you can handle it, eating it raw, maybe mixed into a dressing or spread, gives you the strongest benefit. One more thing. Garlic supplements and pills are not the same as real garlic. Most of them contain very little active allicin, so whenever possible, stick with the real thing. Number 4 is fatty fish, and this one is a powerhouse. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies. These fish are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, and omega-3s are one of the most well-studied nutrients when it comes to heart and artery health. Here's what they do. Omega-3s reduce inflammation inside your arteries, and inflammation is one of the primary drivers of plaque formation. When your artery walls are inflamed, they become damaged, and that damage creates rough spots where cholesterol and other substances start to accumulate. Omega-3s calm that process down. They also help lower triglyceride levels, which is another major risk factor for artery disease. Aim for at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week. That's the general recommendation supported by most cardiologists, and if you don't eat fish, that's okay. You can look into high-quality algae-based omega-3 supplements, which give you the same type of fatty acids without the fish. But here's the key. Fried fish doesn't count. Battered, deep-fried fish actually adds harmful fats that work against you. Baked, grilled, or steamed is the way to go. Now let me pause here for a moment. We've covered 3 foods so far: oats, garlic, and fatty fish. How many of these are already part of your diet? Think about it honestly, because the next 3 foods are even more powerful when it comes to protecting your arteries, and the last one on this list might genuinely surprise you. So stay with me. Number 3 is berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. These small fruits are absolutely loaded with antioxidants, particularly a group called anthocyanins. And here's why that matters. Your arteries face constant attack from something called oxidative stress. It's basically damage caused by unstable molecules in your body called free radicals. When oxidative stress hits your artery walls, it weakens them, makes them more prone to inflammation, and accelerates plaque buildup. Antioxidants neutralize those free radicals. They act like a shield for your artery walls, protecting them from damage before it even starts. Studies have shown that people who eat berries regularly have lower blood pressure, reduced arterial stiffness, and better overall cardiovascular markers. And here's the practical part. Fresh berries are great, but frozen berries are just as good nutritionally. In many cases, frozen berries are actually picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen, which locks in even more nutrients than the fresh ones sitting on a shelf for days. So don't let cost or availability stop you. A handful of frozen berries in your morning oats, or a smoothie is one of the simplest things you can do for your arteries. Number 2 is leafy greens, and this is where things get really interesting. Spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard. These vegetables are rich in dietary nitrates and not the synthetic kind you find in processed meats. These are natural nitrates, and your body converts them into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen. When your blood vessels are relaxed, blood flows more freely, pressure drops, and your heart doesn't have to work as hard to push blood through your system. Think of it like opening a clenched fist. Everything just flows better. Research has shown that people who eat leafy greens daily have significantly lower rates of heart disease, and you don't need to eat a mountain of salad to get the benefits. A small portion every day, even just a couple of handfuls of spinach added to a meal, is enough to make a measurable difference. Toss some into your eggs in the morning, blend some into a smoothie, add a side salad to your lunch. It doesn't have to be complicated. The key is just making it a daily habit. And now, number 1. The food at the top of this list: nuts. Specifically almonds, walnuts, and pistachios, though most nuts carry similar benefits. Nuts are packed with healthy unsaturated fats, magnesium, fiber, and plant sterols. That combination works on multiple fronts at the same time. The healthy fats help raise your HDL cholesterol, which is the good kind that actually helps remove plaque from your arteries. The magnesium supports proper blood vessel function and helps regulate blood pressure. And the plant sterols block cholesterol absorption in your gut, similar to what oats do, but through a different mechanism. Here's the part that surprises most people. You don't need to eat a lot. Just a small handful a day, roughly 1 ounce, is enough to get these benefits. In fact, Eating too many nuts can backfire because they're calorie dense. A handful is protective. A whole bag is not. Studies following large populations over many years have consistently shown that people who eat a small portion of nuts daily have significantly lower rates of cardiovascular disease. It's one of the simplest, most consistent findings in nutrition research, so keep a small bag of unsalted almonds or walnuts nearby. Make it part of your daily routine. That one small habit alone can do more for your arteries than most people realize. Now, before we wrap up, there's one more thing I need to tell you, and this might be the most important part of this entire video. There is one type of food that can actively undo all the benefits we just talked about, and chances are you're eating it every single day: processed sugar and trans fats. These two are among the most damaging substances for your arteries. Processed sugar triggers chronic inflammation throughout your body, damages the inner lining of your arteries, and creates the perfect conditions for plaque to form and grow. Trans fats, which are found in many fried foods, packaged snacks, and margarine, directly raise your LDL cholesterol while lowering your protective HDL cholesterol. It's a double hit. You could eat every single food on this list perfectly, but if your diet is also high in processed sugar and trans fats, you're essentially taking one step forward and two steps back. So if you're serious about protecting your arteries, reducing these is just as important as adding the good stuff. So let's bring it all together. 6 foods that support cleaner, healthier arteries. Oats to lower your bad cholesterol. Garlic to reduce plaque and blood pressure. Fatty fish to fight inflammation. Berries to protect your artery walls from damage. Leafy greens to improve blood flow naturally, and nuts to balance your cholesterol and shield your arteries every single day. Here's a simple way to work these into your routine. In the morning, start with oats topped with berries and a few nuts. At lunch, add a side of leafy greens or spinach to whatever you're eating. For a snack, grab a small handful of almonds or walnuts. At dinner, aim for fatty fish a couple times a week and use real garlic in your cooking. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. Small daily choices that compound over time into real, lasting change. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 6 foods are you going to start adding to your diet this week? Let me know in the comments. And if this video gave you even one useful idea, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next, because we put out videos like this every week to help you take control of your health with simple, practical information. And speaking of that, if you want to know which common everyday foods are silently damaging your heart, you need to watch this next video. I'll link it right here. Some of these foods are going to shock you. I'll see you there.